Live now.
Hey!
um,
Alright. Real quickly, I'm just gonna open up the agenda. And so this is workshop 2 with Yufei, Kyle, and myself. And that was just for Daniel to, or for Professor Singer to, yeah. Anyways, um, so it is officially, oh, it's almost 7:10 right now, and so we just started a little bit late, but it's alrighty. And real quickly, I'm just gonna go over the agenda of what we need to, what we're going over and what we need to do. So basically, yes, this is the first thing that's happening on our agenda right now. Is just going through and gathering the materials that we need to critique each other, and we're just gonna go off and start critiquing the genre analysis and overall website layout, starting with Kyle, and then me, and then Yufei, sorry. And then after that, we are, and by the way, I did a spelling mistake, and I apologize for that. But we are basically just going to talk about our project discussions. I know um, on the agenda itself it says Kyle comment on blah blah blah, but it was because I was copying and pasting and I was very neglectful. So basically, when we start talking about our research projects, it's gonna start off with Kyle, then myself, and then Yufei again. And then it's just the final thoughts and anything else that we need to clarify with each other if we have any questions. And that should be about it for this meeting. Yay! So, with that being said, let's started with Kyle's paper and website, and I have you going first, Yufei. So
Okay.
go ahead whenever you're ready.
Uh-huh. I think Q's general analysis is very well organized, and in the first part identifying, I found that Q mentioned the internet, the advantage of using internet, and address the information online. And in the second research part, there is also a lot of cited information which dig every turn into the deep sense. And into the third part, the specific information, particularly in the context part, I think you identified the context of the IT and industry, but there could also add some address some specific context of our professional personal website, like the work-related projects or some accomplishments. And I think maybe you could add the modes because our professor told that this time we should add some modes in this analysis. So overall is the analysis is pretty readable and clear cut and very free from the grammar or spelling mistakes.
Cool. All right.
Then about the website, I think the layout is very very formal because you choose the color black and makes it look very professional. And you provided detailed information and various experience, and you accompanied by many photographs. You created a testimonial and references session, and there are some evaluations from the respective people. In such way, you enrich your overall profile and makes it more reliable. And that's it.
Okay. All right. That was good. Yeah, I totally forgot the modes thing, so that was kind of dumb of me. But okay. Good. All right. Sue, you want to go?
Alrighty, so real quickly for the I'm gonna spend a lot less time on genre analysis because y'all's have definitely improved,
Mhm.
and I really like your layout for the genre analysis. I feel like after each section that you have, it's a good conclusion, and it
Mhm.
emphasizes the whole thing that we've been practicing, where you basically put an action, excuse me, an action, and then an example, and then an explanation. So I
Right.
really I enjoy that you continue with that format, and um, throughout your entire description of personal professional websites was very accurate. I found a lot of things that I was missing in mine in yours, so
Uh-huh.
that's
Okay,
not
good.
good. but but that's good on your part. I could have sworn that you talked about mode at one point, but maybe you didn't. Maybe it was
Probably,
someone else.
yeah, probably not enough if I did. I
Um,
just forgot about that. That was my bad.
No, it's totally fine, and that was probably what that was one of my points is that I thought
Mhm.
I read it at one point, but it wasn't emphasized enough or explained enough for me to actually remember what you wrote about it.
Right.
But that's other than that, you covered everything. You provided examples and then explanations, and you did very well on your genre analysis.
Cool. Okay.
Well, according to me.
Yeah.
But okay, and then I'm real quickly. I'm just gonna jump onto your professional little web page, and
Mhm.
just like what you Faye said, it's very professional looking. I love how very clean cut it is, black and white, and then like but you
Mhm.
still was able to add like the personal touch to it.
Mhm.
Um, so your homepage, beautiful. About
Cool.
I think about uh, a little bit of problem with
Mhm.
just like okay, let me see. It's very. I think the only problems I had was with wording wise because it at some points it was difficult for me to read.
Okay.
And I'll give you examples very soon. But
Mhm.
at the beginning, I would have do. I would have like again. You don't have to change it to this. It because yours is your introduction is very nice, but I mean, if you want to introduce yourself instead of saying hello everyone, you are here to find out about Kyle
Yeah.
Willis. I would just say like hi, my name is Kyle Willis, and by this time you could probably see that the two most important things in my life are my family and career or career to be. And so that was
Yeah.
just a little bit of a nitpick for myself where I was like, it flows easier. So what I'm
Yeah.
kind of tackling is just like is allowing your paragraphs to flow a little bit easier. And then
Mhm.
in the second paragraph, starting at what's this? The second sentence, consider employing a future and da 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 on that on. That
Mhm.
sentence was worded interestingly enough for me to it took me a while. I had to read through that sentence twice or
Okay.
something just to decipher what you're trying to say. But again, if you could kind of word it a little bit more flowy, it would
Mhm.
make the audience what am I trying to say? It would allow for the audience to kind of ease through your site a little bit easier because that's
Yeah.
basically what it's supposed to be. But I also I like how you kind of showed features like your two and at the bottom the image didn't pop up for me. I don't know if that's a problem or anything, but
Oh yeah.
but it's
Mhm.
about your work and everything. Your work is great, by the way, but I don't know if there's supposed to be an image there or not.
There.
And
Yeah, I need to fix that. I put in the wrong kind of text box thing. There's not supposed to be an image there, but yeah, I need to fix that.
that's fine. Contact very clean cut. Very easy to read, and that's a website. is that I couldn't change. Well, I didn't know how to change the font to make it easier to read. But yours is very bold, very big, and it's just very easy to read, as I said, and that's good. That's very good. And lastly, we see your resume, but I mean, my favorite part of this was actually your testimonials and references, because that definitely made you a very unique person, and to have these high position holding people say these about you, these things about you, obviously reinforces your professionalism and also um, uh, your yourself, your own self in general, like your own person. Yes.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to
So,
say.
so I was very jealous that you had all of this stuff, good stuff to say about yourself. So that was my favorite part, and so very good, because your website is very unique in the sense where it has your own style into it. So.
Cool.
Oh.
I had a question. It said I was looking at your guys' websites, and you had like a thing that you could fill out to just email you directly. Do you know how you did that?
Oh yeah. So how I did that is basically when we're editing the layout itself, there should be a bar that tells you like what you can add onto it, and one of it is just like a message contactor. I completely forgot what it's called. I'll get back to you on that to see what it's called exactly, but it's basically on the website itself. You just pull it out from the box of nifty things that it provides you.
On the left or up at the top?
It's on the left, from what I remember. But I'll get back to you on that when. Let me try to find it.
Okay. So, yeah. You don't have to worry about that now. We can do that later. But because I like that.
And then I'll definitely just send you like instructions of how I did it. And or if Yufei remembers, she can tell you.
Okay. Do you remember how you did that? Well, yeah. Okay, we'll figure that out after the hangout.
Alrighty. Alrighty. So, just moving on onto my paper. So, Kyle, if you want to start with your comments first.
Yeah. Let me pull it up and pull out my notes.
Awesome.
Okay, so starting with the beginning, I can tell you read the articles that he gave us because you used the phrase personal brand, which was good. So you emphasize that the website is to establish your own personal brand, kind of beyond the what the resume can do. So you kind of add like the personal human side of it with the website. So you understand that, which I thought was good. And then going on, your website is not catered to a specific job posting itself. I agree with that too. That was cool. And then you talked more about the personal touch, which I thought that was the biggest point from the reading I did. I thought the biggest point of the personal website is to add a personal touch, obviously, something that goes beyond the resume. And obviously you grasped that concept pretty well, judging from your step 1, so that was good. And then moving on to step 2, first off, just as an aside, kind of your document design here was really good because you have all these bullet points and all these it was really easy to organize, or it was organized well enough that I could understand where everything is, and it also provides enough information about all of the about me and the resume and the contact information, that kind of stuff. I thought you elaborated on goodly well. And you talked about LinkedIn and Twitter, which was also in one of the articles that I read, so I thought that was good. Obviously, I think you guys both understood what the idea of the genre analysis is, so I thought you did a good job. Both of you guys did a good job with this, so I'll go on to the website. don't think I have yours pulled up. Okay, hold on. Do you know what the web address was for your website too?
Yes, it is just basically, I think it's just tubantran.weebly.com.
Okay.
So that's just THUVAN Tran, TRAN.
Oh yeah, here we go. Okay.
I think that's it.
Yeah, it is. I'm looking.
Awesome.
Cool. All right. So on your first page, I thought just something that I hadn't noticed in mine or in Yufei's website. You have the button link that goes right to your contact page, which is kind of cool. I couldn't figure out how to use that button function, so like on my website, you just click it and nothing happens. So I thought that was good because it goes right to your website thing, or right to your contact page. And then I can tell that it seemed like your font and your like design and your layout. First of all, it was obviously pretty easy to navigate, and it also seemed to reflect your personality pretty well. Like the picture you have on the cover is a really good picture of you, and it's like I think it just does a good job of presenting who you are and the type of person you are. Yes, that is that. And then the slideshow thing on the next page on the About Me, that was pretty sweet. I don't know how you did that, but that was cool. I'm gonna try to figure that out and do it on mine.
Again, it was an option on the side when you edit, and it actually just says slideshow. So
Okay.
when you want to edit, it just it'll pop up, and then you can actually see it. It's one of the first ones there. So.
Okay.
Oh, and contact form is right under it. Okay, I see it. So
Oh, sweet.
again,
Okay.
so again, you just click your edit button to edit the website, and then on the left it should have these actions that you can do, like title, text, and all that jazz. But then in the top 8 it says slideshow, and then right under it is contact form. So if you want to edit your website afterwards, they're right there.
Okay, sweet. I am definitely gonna do that. All right. And then I read through the little paragraph you have here, and it was pretty good because you talked about the internships you have and like the titles that you have, like treasurer and events coordinator. And I didn't see any like typos or grammatical issues or anything, as far as I know. I'm not really good with grammar, but it looked like you didn't have any. Oh wait, there was one. I'm sorry. There's really minor, just between the words Asian and American. I don't know if they're supposed to be hyphen or not.
Okay, they can be, but I'll fix that.
Okay. I don't know. That was the only like typographical error that I could see. But otherwise, it was, this page is good too. And then the other one that the big one that I had written down, I guess it was the only one I could really like. I don't know. See was, I don't know if there's in the word resume up at the top. I think there's only a little like marky thing over the last E, not over the 2 E's.
Alright.
I know that's also really, really minor. I wish I had some bigger things for you, but there's not like, I don't know. Your website's pretty good. There's just not a lot, but I think there's only one marky thing over the last E in resume.
Alrighty.
And then, like I said, this contact thing was pretty effective, or it seems like it's pretty effective. It was just a cool thing. And your font, yeah, so the font on this page, I thought was, because I just thought that your contact information was like the most important, well, like the most, it's really important that you can read this, so, like the word, since at the top you have to Van Tran, you have your full name, and then in your email you only have Van Tran. I just wrote that might be a little bit confused. It was a little bit confusing for me at first that your name and your email are kind of different. So I think the best thing you could do here is just like change the font a little bit so it's easier to read van.tran@colorado.edu.
Right.
That's kind of a personal thing. Again, it's not really a big deal, I guess.
No, I tried to find a different font because I wanted my contact information to look different,
Yeah.
like to be readable, but I couldn't find it, so I was like, I'm done.
Yeah. I know that
But I
website
understand.
thing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the website thing was kind of hard to navigate at first, but I think the second time around, I'll definitely be better at figuring out how Weebly works. But yeah. Okay. Anywho, that was the last page. So that's all I have for you. Yeah, I think you nailed it. As far as I can tell, you nailed it. That your website looks pretty good. I don't know.
It's so girly.
It is really good.
I
Like if
looked at
that.
it, I was like, oh, you change that.
Yeah. Well, if that's what your like personal brand is, then you should, that should be your little
Sadly.
personal brand. That's okay. You have really good pictures and stuff.
Alrighty.
Okay, Yufei, do you want to take it from here?
Uh, I think too, your analysis is always so great. Your logic and procedure of the analysis is very clear and in high integrity. Particularly in the step 2, I think you separated the information should be provided on the website into 2 parts. One part is required information, one part is optional information. Oh, that's very great. So that audience will have a good shape of how to organize in order. And in the step 3, you also will tailor your personalized condition into the design of your website. And in your audience context and language, I think there is nothing to pick up. And you mentioned your modes in the language parts, but I think you could highlight the modes so that the professor won't missing that. Then come to the website. I think your personal professional website is very impressive. Anyone can preserve that you are open-minded girl from your design of the website. And in the About Me section, I think it's very interesting because you display the slideshow and will have many volunteer things and activities you have. It's very attractive and also convince your potential audience that you have a lot of experience previously. Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Was that all?
Yeah, that's
okay.
Sorry.
No, don't worry. Alrighty. Thank you. Again, I really do like the slideshow part. I thought that was easier for me to pick between pictures. I was like, yeah, I can just put all of them. So definitely, if y'all wanna put that on, we explained it throughout this video, and we can move on. Okay, so Youface paper. Kyle, would you like to jump on to this as well right now?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Awesome.
Okay. 5 minutes. Okay. All right. Okay. So starting with step step 1. You did it. I thought you named all of the things that can be in professional website, which was cool because I didn't do that and I didn't really even think of that. So you have the word video and images and essays and resume. That was good that you put all that there because those are all different things that you can put on your website to add to your personal ethos, sort of. And that was helpful for me because those are all like videos and essays were things I didn't think about when making my own personal website. So when I go back, I'll try to look for some sort of published essay I can put on my personal website. So that was good. I thought in the first step you could emphasize the idea of establishing your personal brand a little bit more. So making your website kind of reflect who you are as a person rather than just how the resume just lists your accomplishments. Kind of, if you could focus more on how the website is a way to establish who you are as a person. And then, okay, so that was the end of the first step. And then going on to the research part, it seemed like you had also read all of the articles that he gave us and a couple more, because you have you offered all the things that could and should be on a personal website, like contact information, brief biography, and resume. So it seemed like you understood all of that, pretty well. And then, as far as the structure and document design goes, obviously you understood that as well. You have the words clear cut and easy for the audience to find the information. So you understood that too. So I don't know. I'll just get right to the website now, because it seems like you understand the idea of what a genre analysis is and how to analyze a personal website. So now going to your own website, your design and overall layout I thought was also pretty effective, because it seems like it establishes who you are pretty well. Like the sentence where you talked about how you're like you just like things that are full of mystery and fantasy is the words you use. I thought your pictures related to that pretty well, because in this picture right here on the front, it looks like you're in a place kind of, I don't know, mysterious, and it makes me wonder like where that is, because it's such a cool picture and it's kind of mysterious for me. So in that way, your document design reflected who you are very well. And then, the big thing I have on your home page, I really like that you have a Bible quote, because to me that demonstrates who you are as a person really well. Obviously, it seems like you know the Bible pretty well and you have a favorite verse. So to me, that demonstrates your person pretty well. There was one article, I can't remember which one, but it said not to include religious or political things. So this might be one of those things that you shouldn't include. That's just what I remember reading. Honestly, I think that your Bible quote is really good, because it relates to who you are. So in my opinion, you should keep it, but you just might want to maybe email Professor Singer about that. I don't know. It's up to you. And then also on the About Me page, again, obviously, English is a second language to you. So, what I would recommend is just email this paragraph to Professor Singer, or maybe an English teacher you had in the past. Just have them, and just have them fix grammatical and typographical errors. So in your first sentence you say, "I am Yufei coming from China." The word "coming" there you don't need to have. That's kind of a grammatical error. So if you just email this to someone who is an English teacher and then have them kind of read through it and tell you where all the grammatical errors are, I think that would help establish your professional ethos. If you were someone who, obviously you come from China, and yet if you can present yourself as having a really good grasp on the English language, I think that would really add to your personal and professional ethos. Okay, yeah, so that's that. And then your resume is obviously your resume. I really liked your resume from the last workshop, so I'm not going to talk about that. And then lastly, your contact info, like I told too, is a really important part of it. So I liked how you changed the font to be more legible here in the contact info. because like if you had the word sun rain in this, like if you had your Skype name in a different, like in the cursive font that you have on previous pages, I think it would be kind of hard to read. So the fact that you changed that to the font that it is now was really good. And also, again, this email button was really cool, and I'm definitely going to put it in my own website when I go back to make revisions. And again, that's a really cool, mysterious picture. So I think that relates really well back to your bio about how you like things that are full of mystery and fantasy. So that was cool. And you have this contact me thing. Also good. I really liked your overall website as well. Yeah, that's all I have for that. Okay, 2. Go for it.
Alrighty. There's not much for me to cover in the genre analysis, as Kyle mostly went over them. Real quickly, I did enjoy how you actually said that the personal professional website is a subgenre, because that's true, and I completely forgot about that. So I did enjoy how you went into specifics about that as well. Just a real quick thing. Just to keep it like very consistency again. It's sorry. The consistency throughout your formatting and everything again, where I see that in some cases you double space your paragraphs away from each other, in some cases you don't. Just to keep it consistent, and like if you have a space in the middle, just continue with that between the paragraphs, and it's also very easier to read if you do that, rather than paragraph following paragraph. So, well, other than that, format, you improved so much, Faye. I was so proud. I saw this.
Oh,
And I was like,
I
oh my
was
God.
learning from you.
Oh no, but I was like, it's so beautiful. I was very impressed of how you can take something and transfer it so in such a short amount of time. So very impressive, you Faye. And again, knowing that English is your second language, just make sure to kind of proofread and just proofread and just like
Okay.
do all that jazz, because there's a lot less of fewer spelling mistakes, but I did catch one. Especially if you really do want to catch them, at least catch them in the bold font or any of your headings, because I remember on the last page, you meant modes of communication, but it was spelled incorrectly. So that was just one thing. But again, being very nitpicky. Okay, so I'm just gonna jump right on into your website, and Kyle covered so many things. I also wanted to
Sorry.
say, no, don't worry. I did that to you last time. It is okay. But I also wanted to say that I did like how you included the quote at the bottom of your homepage. Again, yes, it's very iffy if you should keep it there because of like religion, politics, and everything. I did read an article very similar to that as well, but I really thought it spoke to you more, and it kind of showed off your personality. So I would just ask Professor Singer whether or not you should keep it there.
I say you
It was
keep
a
it.
nice. I would say the same thing, just because it added a nice personal touch to it.
Yeah.
So again, with I just like your layout overall. It's so colorful. I do enjoy it. But real quickly, going on about your about me. Again, Kyle gave a very good resource, and just say to send your little paragraph to any writing major or even one of us if you want, and then we can just edit it in the way that it will make you a little bit more
Okay.
little correct along the lines of grammar, because it is something that employers will look at. And if you really, I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but if you want to include like how, like I remember that we can include things about like our skills and everything. If you want to have a separate page and have and kind of emphasize that your first language was Mandarin, and then like you learned English. A lot of people do look for bilingual people in specific fields. Again, but if any of your fields that you're looking at requires you to speak both languages, Mandarin is one of the biggest languages that's popularly growing as of right now. I know my sister's taking it as well, and so you can definitely emphasize that because people might need translator, people might need to collaborate overseas and everything, and that's where your use of language will definitely help. And so if you want to include another tab or even just like a little section underneath, like your little about you, that might help.
I think, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but real quick, I bet you could even put that on your home page right beneath your major and certificate. If you just wrote maybe English and Mandarin or something like that, I don't know, something to that effect. I think that could also really establish your professional ethos because you're bilingual in two really important languages.
Right.
Okay.
That's very right. Very true.
Really
no. Go for it, Kyle. Whenever you want to, just slap me through the computer. And real quickly, I was just wondering, what's backpacking?
What I mean is that I and a lot of people driving to a place that's very beautiful. That is a Yellowstone Park.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering. Sorry, but yes, I did. I overall did.
English doesn't have that saying.
Oh, I just didn't recognize it. I'm pretty sure, it was something, but Kyle understood. Obviously,
yeah,
I just didn't know. Sorry for the random question, but overall, for your about me, I really did like your little paragraph. It summarized a lot of things, like what you're doing, what you love to do, and that like what you like personally, and like your little hobbies. I do like that, and that adds a little personal touch to it again. And again, the pictures add the mysterious feel to it, and I enjoy that. Your resume is beautiful, and contacts, very nicely done. I wish I knew how to change my font like you did, but I was definitely on the struggle bus and did not know what to do. And I also like your little dividers because they're very fancy, which is but overall your website is very well made, very bright, colorful, easy to read and navigate. So yay!
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I thought of, sorry, Yufei, real quick, I thought of one more thing. Your About Me page only has one paragraph, and I think you could, if you wanted to, you could add even a little bit more to that, maybe add a second paragraph about, like we talked about, your English and Mandarin combination. You could maybe add that to your About Me. Like, you could maybe elaborate on what you want to do with those skills in the future, your language skills.
Or with any skills in general.
Yeah, or with any skills. Yeah, just okay. Okay.
Great. Then I don't understand how to. Oh, I shall listen to you first.
About what?
Yeah, because I don't know about the project.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm putting Kyle on the spot first because he was first on the list. If you have, if we still have any questions about the project or like what we're supposed to do, we can definitely clarify it when we get to you or in the end as well.
Okay, yeah. I did that optional like research topic workshop thing with Professor Stanger, and it helped a lot. I've got a bunch of notes that actually really helped a lot, so I can try to walk through you guys with it. It's pretty quick and it's a lot of information, but I can try to help you guys. Okay. So we're just discussing what we've done as far as research goes and stuff, right?
And like just what your research topic is, and that's basically about it, unless you want us to help you out with your research and like help format like the question and everything, and we can definitely do that as well.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I've got the question pretty well mapped out. So my question basically is, let me find. Okay, so basically it's what mix of, well, okay, so back a little bit of background information. My field I want to go into is information systems, and the job I want to do is basically be like a liaison between the business team and the IT team, so like the engineers and the business people. So there's a lot of communication involved with that. So my question right now is, how should systems analysts, which is the title of the job, how should systems analysts use logos, pathos, and ethos in relation to big data in the private sector in order to complete their jobs to the best of their abilities? It's really, I feel like it's a really specific topic, and I've had kind of some trouble finding articles on it, just because it's really specific. So that's the question I have, and I haven't found an answer to it yet. So that's kind of where I'm at. So I don't really know what position I should take yet. Yeah.
Alrighty, it is very specific. So.
Yeah. That was the way. Yeah, that was the way. Actually, Professor Singer pretty much helped me figure out what that topic was, and I tried to change a little bit myself, and I think I just kind of made it a worse question by doing that. But yeah, okay. Yeah. Do one of you guys want to talk about where you guys are in the process?
Yeah, sure. I'll go ahead. So, I recently just started thinking about it, and it doesn't exactly go along the lines of my major or what I want to emphasize in. It's more of something that I'm interested in, and I've usually have been interested in just because of the effects that it has on today's generation. So basically, my question. Keep in mind this is a very broad question right now, but it's basically how does how can let me reread this. How can social media or social networks help or destroy your chance to find a job opportunity? And then with that, I just wanted to emphasize on how to avoid doing the bad things that you're supposed to avoid doing on social media or social networks as well. And that's generally what my topic would be. It's just focusing on the do's and don'ts, but more on the don'ts in social media to help you find or help you get a good job opportunity. And along the lines, I would tackle along like professional ethos and everything, but very not even going around the path of pathos or anything. So that's along my lines. It's very broad right now. I haven't been able to kind of pinpoint where I want it to go, but I wanted to start off with a broad topic so I can research it more because I haven't had the chance to research it either. So I kind of want to research it more to see if I can get more specific at one point, and if I want to focus at one point about social media and about maybe one other topic. But as of right now, I'm starting very broad to have a lot of things to be able to research, and then maybe trying to condense it soon.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, one thing that Professor Singer talked about was just like generally. So the first step I have written down is do a general search of things you're interested in, and then you just learn enough that you can formulate a question from that, and then you formulate sub-questions from that, and then you answer those sub-questions, and that's how you kind of make your stance on an issue. So I don't know. That kind of doesn't really relate to anything you just said, but
it does. Don't worry about it.
that was kind of the process that he gave us as best as I could understand it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for that advice. I will definitely take it. All
Okay.
right.
Yufei?
That matter? Oh, I hadn't determined my topic yet. But I think after listening to what you two said, I think I could do some research about my future job, which is analyst in a bank. I should research how to make straight the road to become a successful analyst. Is that a topic?
That sounds
Or
like it.
maybe
That sounds pretty broad. You said your
abroad?
topic. You said your topic was how to become a successful analyst. Okay.
Too broad? How can I improve my topic?
Yes, I think if it sounds like a good place to start. I think if you narrowed it down to like, how could you use ethos or logos or pathos to become a good financial analyst? Something like that, maybe. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I can apply more of this to. Not really. But yeah, I think the prompt has you have to somehow relate something we're learning in this class to your field. So like logos or ethos or establishing your professional ethos, something like that. That could narrow it down as well. Yeah, that's all I have.
Yeah, honestly, I think Yufei, you're basically starting at the same point where I am, where we kind of do have a topic that we want to research, but it's still very broad. So again, what Kyle told us to do, just start with a question, make more questions, and make more sub questions out of that, and answer them, and that will definitely lead us to the point where we can be very specific to something where maybe you can specify like maybe by the way, I don't know if I'm on the right track or not, so please correct me if I'm wrong, Kyle, but maybe maybe if you find, so your topic is how to be a successful analyst, correct? In a sense, so maybe if we can kind of pinpoint some of those factors that make you a good financial analyst, and then you kind of search more into those factors, you can kind of make a very specific topic regarding you can be a successful analyst if you do blank.
Yeah.
If
you could ask the question like, how can a financial analyst utilize logos, pathos, and ethos to become a successful analyst? Something like that, something to that effect. Not necessarily that, probably. But I think the best advice I can give you is to go to Professor Sanger's office hours and have him explain it to you, because it was really complicated the first time he did it.
Yeah, and I watched that that optional workshop thing too, and I was like, I was falling behind, so I was doing it very slowly. I was like, oh, okay.
I can see it.
And I did see that you were going to attend the workshop tomorrow, Yufei.
Yeah,
so I'm doing it at 12, and you're doing it at 7, I think. So I think at those times we'll be able to learn more as well. So with that being said, do we have any closing remarks, any last minute questions at all that we want to ask before we disappear?
I do not. I know where I'm gonna get started now after this, but I have no questions.
Okay. I'm good as well. Yufei, do you have any questions, comments, concerns?
I'm so grateful because you guys give me so much helpful information. Thank you.
Oh no, this is why we're a group.
Yeah, thank you too, Yufei. I appreciate all your comments.
Alrighty, and Kyle, if you could please send this video and the agenda again,
I'll try to figure it out again.
Technology whiz, man.
It's always you.
I hope.
Professor Singer, we depend on Kyle for all of this technology, so give him a bonus cookie. Alrighty. Well, with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and don't forget to send in your checkup thingy for the research project. That's due technically tomorrow if you want, but tonight as well. So don't forget that. I'm watching over you guys.
Thank
All right.
you guys.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for all your advice. So peace
Yeah.
out.
Have a good one.
All right. Bye.